Y'all, these UFOs ain't playing. We're jumping right into Colombia, June 10th, 2026, where witnesses looked to the sky only to see a crazy amount of orbs all over the place. This looked wilder than the Phoenix Lights, in my opinion. The citizens were freaking out, rightfully so. They hovered in place for quite some time. Citizens have been asking local authorities for any updates, if there was any military action happening or training. And according to the government and the officials in Colombia, nothing should have been happening in the sky. So what on earth is this? Next is a resurfaced clip from Mexico 2022 where witnesses saw what they describe as a oval-shaped craft flying across the sky. They said it looked almost like somewhere between a sphere and the tic-tac shapes, in that it looked almost like an oval-shaped pill, not a perfect sphere. I wish there was more to that clip, but they said that once it passed the building and went out of sight, they were too slow themselves to chase it down. Then there's this alleged clip from Germany, June 10th, 2026, that I find absolutely insane. You'll see that they captured this weird craft in the sky. It is elongated, almost tube-like in structure. There are no wings or means of propulsion. But as you saw earlier, it had a crazy spotlight on it. And it turns the spotlight on again. Like, yo, look at this. What the hell is that? And what is this thing doing? Why does it have a spotlight on? Is it searching for something? Is that, like, what was that flash there? That's absolutely insane. Whoa, look at that takeoff. And, like, to me, the only thing about the video is, like, the person recording isn't freaking out. So I'm like, I don't know, because I would be freaking out. Y'all, that's crazy. And I didn't forget, it's Throwback Thursday, so today we're going to take a look at some UFO footage shot from a fighter jet. Wild, real, and raw evidence that circulated in 2024 and everyone overlooked, and some of the most credible UFO sightings caught by our military that are now seemingly confirmed with the new declassifications. Enjoy. Y'all, we're back with some of the clearest UFO sightings ever, starting with one in Colombia. Now, I love this video because it's filmed by a pilot in a cockpit, and I feel that they are less likely to fake it or even want to fake this, as it's more for safety regulations for them to fly. And in this video, you can see what looks like a sphere or even a cube within a sphere, because it did seem to have points. This fighter jet video is from the USA, and it appears to be a tic-tac zipping over the water. I mean, this thing is going fast, and air resistance means nothing to it. I love this video. Here we have another laser pointer video, and I like these because we get to see the subject in the sky trying to avoid the laser pointer. However, I have pointed out and seen that these could be bats. They have been before, just trying to avoid the laser so they can stay on their flight path, which I respect. I love this. Now, this is definitely, you can tell it's metallic. It's definitely tic-tac shape. Look how it changes direction. It looks like a metal pipe. And look how fast it actually went. Vroom! That's how fast it went. That is wild. Here in Italy, we have this strange light in the sky. Now, it's making some weird motions as the camera moves, but when he zooms in, you'll see that it actually opens, almost like a portal, if you will. Look at this. And then it closes back up. That is wild. And I haven't seen like a ring portal this clear from someone's phone, meaning we do have the capability to capture it, okay? But I love it. Look at that. And you can see how when it closes, like the energy almost like snaps together like a rubber band and kind of wobbles a little bit. Insane. Here's another clear UFO video, this one coming from England. Now, a lot of these UFOs, I definitely feel that they are interstellar or interdimensional travelers. However, I do feel that some of these instruments could possibly be probes. Like the one that we just saw in England, it kind of looks like this one in the USA, right? Do you see how it's like a metal tube or a metal pipe? This one too in Spain. These could be probes. Maybe they're testing the air. Maybe they have cameras in. I mean, we don't know. They're, if they are extraterrestrials or interdimensional, they're much more advanced than us, and they're way above what we're going to be thinking about. But this does not look like a transportation vehicle to me. Granted, I'm not an alien, so I don't know how I would travel, but that looks more like a pod that's doing research. This is cool. we can see a lot of UFOs and UAPs flying to and from volcanoes and mountains. I love that we got to see this one coming from the sky and then do that sharp turn. Look at it leave. Look at it leave. That is a UAP, UFO. That was anomalous. This was captured in the USA. It's apparently 2 fighter jets chasing an orb. Now, I've seen a lot of these turn out to be fake, but this looks more like a happenstance video, like didn't necessarily mean to record. In this one in the US, we can actually see a chemtrail zipping upward and a dark object, kind of looks like it has 4 sides, dropping from the sky. It could have been a drone, but I love how this dude sees the guy standing where it was. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to close my window. I'm out of here. Here we have another supposed video of fighter jets chasing an orb. I like these. Again, we've seen some fake ones, but I like them because if they are legit, then we have some really clear footage. This is one of the most famous UFO sightings. This is the UFO sighting in Turkey, where the UFO got so close and the person was able to get their camcorder, not just record the object itself, but record an opening in the object from which we can see, apparently, the beings that are driving this vehicle. And if you see, like we can see here in their image, it's a little blurry, but they do resemble closely the Greys and these aliens that we are used to. So I find that to be very, very fascinating, and it is yet to be debunked. Here we have one from Jeremy Corbell. He is checking. Look at all these things popping up on the radar. I'm sorry, if I were flying and all of a sudden all these little objects boop, 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 pop, I would be freaking out. This one in Norway, I'm a little more skeptical about. It is definitely interesting. We see the light in the background and then it starts moving. However, it is blinking, kind of like how our stuff blinks. And the way that it moves isn't necessarily, even though it was stationary then moved, it wasn't necessarily anomalous. This could have been a drone for a news station, just checking something out and then just dipping away. Again, I love these plane shots, right? This one I looked into a little bit. I try to zoom in and find artifacts because a lot of the plane shots are false, right? But here you can actually see as he tries to zoom in, the light distorts because it's a real light in the sky. So as he zooms in, it's his aperture and the exposure on his phone literally cannot handle this light. So what is this super bright light? It almost looked like a star in the middle of the air as he's flying wherever the hell he's going to. I think this is a really good one. Very, it had a blur to it, but we saw the light clearly in the beginning, which I really enjoyed. And I like that he zoomed in and it gave us that feel of realism. Now, this one is on the news. It could be a Tic Tac. Simply because, look, when we zoom in here, this is a news camera. If it were a plane, we would normally be able to see wings from this distance. It would also have like a flatter underbelly to it, which it didn't. I feel like that was a Tic Tac. The news just happened to catch it. This we've all seen. This is that clear UFO UAP video that's been going around everywhere. Look at that thing. It almost looks like a slug as opposed to a flying saucer, if you will. Don't you see that? Do you guys not see a slug? Or am I crazy? I love this USA night vision one. This is another real clear one. Not necessarily the clear object, but if we see this thing moving here, watch it stop. Here is a complete shift and change in direction. It just turned to the right. Our aircrafts cannot do that. That change in direction is insane. That was definitely a UAP, and that was in space. Like they were stargazing and using their telescope to record the night sky and do a time lapse. So I think that is fantastic and fascinating. This is also wild. It reminds me of that first tube Tic Tac we saw that did the sharp turn. Blows my mind. Here is the U.S. Navy gimbal, but without all of the data and actually just the image of what you would be seeing with your eyes while you were in the air. This is also, it's stunning. You can see the clouds moving and everything. The wind resistance does nothing to this thing. Here it does the tilt that we saw in the video. Look at it. Rotating on its axis. Wild. these UFOs and UAPs are here. And y'all, this isn't even all of the clearest videos. We have more to come. So I'm really excited for this little clear video series that I'm doing. Make sure that you like and subscribe. If you love UFO videos, ring the bell. But remember, this is a variety channel, so it's not only UFO videos. So keep that in mind when you ring that bell. This is another fascinating one. I love that it's actually giving us what we see with the radar, but then look, without the infrared, there's nothing in the sky. What the hell is going on? These UFO sightings are getting stranger and stranger, with weird little orbs darting across the sky, crafts being caught by passengers on planes, and strange geometric shapes appearing in the sky. Like, what the hell is going on? Let's start with these strange lights posted by Coach Life from Canada, who claims that the lights stood there and hovered for about an hour before disappearing. Check this out.
You think they're all planes? And you can hear the helicopters, right? No. There's a helicopter over there. What is this?
That was really weird, especially how bright they were, and they were two different shades of colors. It's just such a strange sighting. Next, we have another gem by John Leonard Walson, who's going to be linked below, who captured this strange UAP using a modified thermal camera. This is like nothing I've ever seen. Check it out. What was even happening there? What was that thing doing? And what were all those little things around it? That makes no sense. And I'll tell you, that is not a plane or a commercial drone or whatever the hell the government's been saying. That's just weird. As is this next sighting from Georgia that seemingly shows several UAP almost crashing into each other. Again, like nothing I've ever seen. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm sorry, that came really close, and they did look like they were about to collide. What I found strange is that one was like kind of like an elongated shape, almost like maybe that was a tic tac, and then the other one was an orb. That was weird. Well, I mean, I guess we're kind of used to weird lights now, with those weird lights that were popping up all over the place, like the ones we saw in the Philippines and in New Jersey, and the one that I called the Phoenix lights too. Well, it turns out there's a second angle to those Phoenix lights. Check this out.
UFOs or Phoenix lights, who knows?
What's weird about those lights is how they just sit there and how all witnesses describe them just sitting there sometimes for several hours. And the reason I like this particular angle is because not only do you see these lights in a row and you can see that they're above the houses as he looks onward, but if you notice in the distance there was like a little flashing light, which was like a traditional plane just flying across the sky, that you can see in comparison to whatever the hell that was that we just saw. Next is one of the strangest UFOs I've ever seen, as it's not just an orb or one of these drones or whatever the hell is flying around. It's actually in a weird cryptic shape to the point where, I mean, I don't know what it could be. Check it out.
What the? What the f? Do, 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 do. See, there's another one up here. Do, 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 do.
Now, the reason I hesitated is because I looked at that and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's got to be like maybe a kite or something with LED lights. But the person recording said that it was very, very high up, too high up to be a kite. And usually, when it is one, like we've seen this happen before, someone on Reddit or on Twitter or just pop out of nowhere with the exact make and model you can buy on Amazon. And no one's done that yet. And that's a very strange shape. It looked like the shape they have, the two snakes on the staff for the hospital. That's what that looked like. What? Why would that even be on a kite? Why would a UFO be like that? What is happening? But it doesn't stop there. Next, we have what is probably one of the best captures of a UFO ever. We talk about traditional UFOs and strange anomalies, and we always hear about the bubble they put around themselves, like the gravitational field bubble that warps space and time, and how there's actually something spinning inside. We've heard of spheres within cubes, within spheres, within cubes, and glowing objects that are sometimes transparent. But this is probably the clearest image we have of a UFO seemingly spinning around within a force field or gravitational bubble or whatever it may be. I want to hear you guys in the comments. Check out this video.
Oh, Madison's getting a good video of it, dude. Come to my house, man. You can see it from my house. Oh. Oh, Madison will probably put it up on YouTube, man. You can probably find it on YouTube. Take the best video, man, because I'm probably going to turn this one into...
Y'all, that was a crazy video. Like, I really feel like you could see I guess, the centerpiece of the craft spinning, and then it almost looked like it domed up like it looked like a spinning top in the sky in its own personal little bubble. That's a great freaking capture, and thank you, UFO Stalker Cases, for uploading that, because I feel like this is great evidence, and we should all really start dissecting this video. What'd I say? I told you guys these sightings are only getting weirder and weirder. I want to know what's going on, and I really want to know what's happening in that last sighting. We're back with some of the most credible and incredible UFO sightings throughout the years. We're starting today's list with the UFO in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico that was caught in 2013. This video is actually from the Department of Homeland Security. Not only is it captured by one of our Department of Defense, but it also highlights a lot of the strange characteristics of UFOs, UAPs. Like for this one, we're seeing almost like a white energy field. I mean, we can't really tell in the infrared, but it kind of hovers around the ship and stays in very, very close proximity, if you notice. Here we can also see how it freely submerges itself in the water. And I mean, there's like no resistance at all. Like its speed isn't slowed down at all. We're tracking it at the same speed as we were when it was in the air. Now this is where things get really strange, as the UFO splits into two different objects. It splits into two different objects before resubmerging into the water. What the hell is this? This follow-up is also a split into UFO. This was caught by Jeff Woolwine in 2004, and he claims to have many other videos and recordings that have been unreleased because of how he recorded at that time. He didn't have a computer, and he didn't have a phone. We didn't have smartphones back then, so he recorded it analog and had a tape that had to get turned into DVD. It was a whole process. But he's finally putting these out there, and these are actually the Phoenix Lights in Phoenix, Arizona, but the 2004 incident. He has a few videos of these, but I chose this one specifically because, as you can see here, the object starts to split in two, kind of what we saw in the Aguadilla video. The difference here is that this is not an infrared video, it is just a regular video, so we're seeing it how it would be seen with the naked eye. Here, as Jeff zooms in, we can see that the UFO is becoming two distinct and different light objects before they start to fade away or disappear, or whatever it is that they do. This is a great wild video of either lightning striking a UFO or extremely rare wild ball lightning. Either way, it's mesmerizing. This beautiful shimmer of light, or possible tear in space-time, was caught in California. At first I was a bit skeptical as it looks almost reflective, but the person actually zooms out and we can see, look, there it is in the sky. They actually are far away. They saw this light in the sky and zoomed in to check on it. So it isn't just a lens reflection, which I genuinely thought at first. I don't know what it is, but it looks super cool, and honestly, it looks beautiful. Let me know what you think about that one in the comments below.
What's that shit?
This next series of videos really blows my mind. I know a lot of you guys have heard of it. I know some of you may have seen it. But this is the famous pyramid hovering over the Pentagon UFO. What's wild about this, and why I chose to add it to this list and why I think it's very credible, is that it wasn't just this viewer seeing this. We're getting this UFO from multiple angles. Some great UFO sightings for this throwback. Really gets the brain going, especially with all the information we have now. Now we just gotta hope and wait for the next UFO files drop. Y'all let me know what you thought in the comments below. Smash like if you made it this far. I'll see you in the next one.